Nigeria. But the thing is that the kind of offers we are looking for when we are trying to go abroad is to work and study. Our main aim is not to leave the country, go into exile. No, our main aim is to go to the country, make exploits, at the same time study. Nigerians are known for like having very brilliant people. Nigerians are exceptionally good everywhere. Trust me, we always rule anywhere we go to. Nigerians are the best. I'm not trying to like shade you guys or other African countries or American countries, please no. But when you notice Nigerian, they cannot be kept somewhere. We are always going to shine. So that's another thing. Now, for Nigerians in Canada now, if you're a master's degree student, you can still strive to afford a tuition fee, afford an apartment, because I don't really think, I'm not sure about this information, but I don't really think master students have options of getting school dormitory. I'm not sure, you understand? I'm not sure. But if, even though it's possible, it is much more higher. And now you'll be forced to get an apartment if you cannot get the school dormitory, which you'll be paying for apartments, you'll be paying for light bill, water bill. Those things I'm talking about, it might not be anything in African countries, but abroad it costs a lot. It costs a fortune. And we pay every month. We don't pay every year like it is in Nigeria, which is paining me. We pay every month. Because just this month, like this now, the first week, the second month is already counting. First week of paying, the second month is already. Those that are abroad would understand what I'm talking about. It's not easy. So now you make research about a lot of things. Don't just sit down on the information you get from an agent or an agency. Or please, like explore. We are learned. Like we are watching me from a gadget right now. And the reason why you're seeing this video is because you're trying to gather information, which is very, very perfect. I commend you for doing that. But strive harder, make much more research. Ask people that are there. Ask me that is in Russia. You understand? Ask me about things. I'll show you proof. I don't really talk without facts. I don't say bullshit. I'll show you proof about how things really work here. So now, you cannot afford your tuition fee if you're a bachelor's degree student. If you're a master's degree student, you can try. That's after getting a loan. You have to pay your loan back. For USA, let's not even talk about US. And now, these countries, these English-speaking countries whereby Africans rush to, they work with work permits. You must get a work permit before you get a job. If you don't have a work permit, you cannot get a job in these countries. You can't, which is quite sad though. It's sad. Now, on the other hand, let's look at racism. Racism in the UK. There are differences between blacks and blacks in the UK. Don't think that because I'm black, they'll treat you like another British black. No, there are differences between African black and British black. Oh. All of them are very, very different. So now there are lots of things that are actually like cost of living in the UK, it is so, so high. Cost of living in US is so, so high. Cost of living in Canada is so, so high. Now let's come back home. Let's come to Russia. Talking about Russia, firstly, racism in Russia and the Russian Federation is relatively low. Like I don't really consider it as racism because I asked there's a student that actually inspired this video. Then he asked me how racism is in the Russian Federation, and I gave him a scenario that, bro, if you are on a bus and okay, for those who have not been abroad, I don't think you'll be able to understand. But our buses used to have like two different seats in Russia, though. There are lots of different buses, but there's a particular one that has two different seats. Then there are two rows on one. There are two seats. There are two, one, two on one row, one, two on one row. So now imagine this row is full. This row is full, but there are two seats left, and now one seat is occupied by you. Is remaining one, and now like five people troop in to the bus after a stop, and the five of them decide to stand instead of one sitting down next to you. What would you do? Would you consider it as racism, or would you consider it as this is their mentality? Some people just don't like to sit down. Nobody say they send you. I'm not saying they're not raising you, but I'm saying that most of the time they can actually leave seats on the public transport and choose to stand. It is just their preference. Instead of thinking, having a second thought, all you have to just do is carry your bag, put them there, make yourself even much more comfortable than having a second thought, it's stressing your brain. You're thinking is racism. Or this is it. If you show them violence, they'll give you violence because even a fellow Nigerian, even Nigerians fight Nigerians. Not talk of Russians fighting Nigerians because We are humans. Humans, whatever you do, we always tend to retaliate, of course. But if you don't find that trouble, Russians are very easy. They don't even talk to you. If you check online, you see that Russians don't smile on the streets. They don't. They mind their business. Russians are very easygoing people. And now, talking about making your tuition fee over here, there's no lie about it. The minimum wage, it is lesser in currency compared to English speaking countries. Definitely it is. I would not mention a specific amount. I will actually, if you want to know, send me a DM. So it is very low compared to all these countries. But the cost of living too is like 20% of your minimum wage. If your income is directly proportional to the amount you spend, then you're on nothing. It's actually an economic quote, but never mind. If your income is directly proportional to the amount you spend in a month, then you're still on zero. So what's not the point? You're just working, you're just giving out your strength all the time, giving it up. And at the end of the day, nothing is coming in. It makes no sense to me. Now, over here, about 20% of your income is the amount you'll be spending. Talk about how easy is it to get your documents. Over here right now, if you're done with when you're done with the Russian language course, it takes 10 months. Now, for those 10 months now, how easy is it to get a document? After the 10 months, you can use your Russian language certificate to apply for temporary residency. That's all. English speaking countries now, you need 5 years of loyalty, which loyalty now means staying in the country for 5 years without leaving before you can get a temporary residency. Which, unlike Russia, like this now, 10 months, you don't collect your documents, you're done. Now, immigration control. How easy is it to pass through immigration? Because immigration now is another thing. Oh, for those that have not been abroad before, if you see immigration wahala, if you've gotten your visa, that does not mean your entry to the country is guaranteed. Oh, no, you still pass through immigration control. How easy is it to pass through the immigration control? People don't ask that kind of questions that they're supposed to ask. You're supposed to ask about work too, because even if you pass through immigration control, if you pass through everything, if you collect the documents, gone. If work no dey the country, what would you eat? You get what would you survive on? I feel you, you understand. But there's some questions too that needs to be touched. Make your research. Ask questions. You cannot just keep mute and say, okay, someone is in charge of my application process. No, be curious. You have the right to be curious. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I can't really talk about everything on just one video, of course. I'll be making another video to actually like say more things. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will do you a lot of good. It will do you a lot of good because I only talk about facts here. I only talk about information that would help you. So thank you so much for watching, guys, again. Bye. Turning out.